Now we're proud to say that Kellyanne Conway, Counselor to the President, is with us this morning. Kellyanne, welcome to the program. Very good to see you.
How are you?
Oh, I'm in very good shape. I do want to repeat for you and for our audience this tweet from the President just a short time ago. Here he says, nobody knows for sure that the Republicans and Democrats will be able to reach a deal on DACA by February the 8th, but everyone will be trying, with a big additional focus on military strength and border security. The Dems have just learned that a shutdown is not the answer. Kellyanne, I think there may be a deal here. You bring together the moderates among the Democrats and the moderates amongst the Republicans, and you get the deal on immigration. Build the wall, end chain migration, end the lottery, and accept some from DACA people. That sounds like a possibility, doesn't it?
It's a real possibility, Stuart, and it was a possibility 2 weeks ago when the president held forth for 1 solid hour live on television, basically saying the same thing, but the Democrats decided to waste 3 days and a lot of worry for our brave people in the military, our children who rely upon CHIP for their health care. They wasted 3 days when, ironically, they could have kept the government open instead of shutting it down and started to negotiate immigration reform. When the Democrats hear immigration, they hear one thing, DACA. They hear dreamers. The president hears at least 4 things, and in fact, his plan that he released 2 months ago or so, Stuart, has 70 points on it. Merit-based immigration, the 4 principles you just laid out, but also 10,000 additional ICE agents, an end to catch and release. He deals with the unaccompanied minors who come over the border. So many different things that the president is looking at more in total.
Well, Kellyanne, the key seems to me to be those Senate Democrats who are up for re-election in November of this year, who come from states that President Trump won in November of 2016. They look very likely to jump ship and vote with a compromise immigration deal. They're the key to it, aren't they?
They're key, and they're really furious with their leadership, Leader Schumer and the other liberals who are trying to drag the entire Democratic Party way left of center. And it is really regrettable that we have folks who weren't just willing to shut down the government over the weekend, Stuart, but not willing to yesterday reopen it. So 18 of them voted against reopening it. And it's no coincidence that many of them are looking at 2020. What were they going to run on in 2020? That they said no to the tax cuts that have stimulated bonuses and raises and job creation and repatriation of wealth from abroad, and now said no to reopening a government that they shut down. But these moderate Democrats, or red state Democrats, I don't really look at them as moderate in most cases, but these red state Democrats who are looking at their own electoral prospects are also concerned about the leftward drift of their party. They spent the entire year of 2017 saying no, resist, obstruct, and they basically dislodged themselves from the cockpit. They weren't willing to take the flight all the way with Chuck Schumer and the liberals, and that's a problem for him in his conference.
Kellyanne, I have been quite outspoken on Davos, you know, the big economic summit.
Yes, sir.
It's the home of climate change people, the home of open borders, globalism, income inequality, etc., etc., etc. I want our president, President Trump, to go over there on Friday and stick it to him. Now, forgive the abrupt language, but are you with me on this? Is he going to do that? Is he going to put it to him?
This is President Trump, and he is completely unafraid and, in fact, very willing and eager to go into different countries, into different situations where you have many different countries represented. He's already done it. I think he's visited 13 countries. He certainly has talked to or hosted or visited a total of 150 world leaders since he was elected president, Stuart. So Davos is no different. Expect this president to go there and show what America First continues to look like on the world stage. He is certainly willing to engage on trade and participate in the global economy. However, he has made very clear that will always benefit Americans, American workers, American interests, and our American allies also. He also is going to continue to put the pressure on ISIS and continue to put the pressure on our partners around the world to get tough on North Korea and nuclear-capable countries like North Korea and Iran. So, yes, he's open to trade deals. He's open to participating in the global economy, but always be America first. I'm glad he's going, and I saw your interview earlier with Maria, and I thought you were both highly spirited in your exchange, and I learned a great deal. But remember, this is President Trump. Whether he's showing that what leadership looked like this weekend in allowing the legislature to do what they needed to do and come together and get a deal, and then that he signed into law last night, or he goes and leans all the way in at Davos, expect him to be who he is there, who he's been every time he's gone abroad, which is 5 or 6 times already in his presidency.
I'm dying to see what he says. I really am. Kellyanne, thanks so much for being with us this
Thank you, Stuart.
morning. It's
All the
always a
best.
pleasure. We'll see you again real soon.